Okay, should be fine now. Hey, okay, wait. Start the microphone in a different way. There we go. That's my blue chunky as fuck, but you're not seeing it, so that's good. Alright, so. Okay, why is my camera suddenly in 4:3 now? It was fine just a second ago. Jesus Christ, this is so scuffed. Oh god. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. It's fine. Just do that. Alright, so let's go live then. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So let me just link the link wherever it is absolutely necessary. And we'll be starting the comparison in about 3 minutes from now. So what up, nerds? How are you doing? Is your day good? 'Cause mine is pretty nice today, I have to admit. Okay, let me just share the stream to all the Discords. Okay, just one more place to share it in. There we go. We're live now, I think. Wait, is this the better way to show my face? Because this rig is kind of jank, but let's roll with it. That's, you know, it's not me that matters. It's the IMs that do, right? So, yeah. Alright. Let me just do the thing. Okay, I have chat open on my main monitor right now. So, what up, nerds? My name is Simon. I'm the casual audiophile. And today, I'm back with something that's kind of old school for me. Something that I used to do a lot. Just streaming, talking IMs, and answering your questions. I haven't done that recently because for some reason my PC just doesn't like streaming anymore, even though I used to stream games like 6 hours a day on it, but it's fine. So, today we're going to be comparing 5 IMs. Yes, 5. This many. I know you can count. So, the contestants are the Blon BL-03, the Moondrop SSR, the Truthear Zero, the Tripowin Kai, and the Dunu Titan S. They are listed in order of price, right? The cheapest is the Blonde at like, usually goes for under 30 bucks now. The SSR is like 40, the Zero is like 50, and both the Kai and Titan are like 80 or something. So yeah, today we're going to be comparing this whole budget-fi range using just 2 songs, but 2 songs I know really well. Well, the first being, maybe just let me turn up the brightness so you can see. There we go. First song being Volcano by Maisie Peters, and the second song being Survival by Muse. Now, those are both songs that I absolutely love, that I know really well, and that I just I want to put like the final, basically, nail in how those compare, right? Because I'm going to be filming the Truthear Zero review right after this, and then the Kai review probably in like the next couple of days, and then the Titan S review right after that, and then I still have the SSR video to make. So like I've been A/B testing all of those IEMs for like the past 2 or 3 weeks, right? I've been doing like extensive testing, and I already know like sort of what my like conclusion is, but I want to do like a huge shootout between all of those, right? Volume matched from the same source on the same day with the same ears, just so that I can, like confirm all of my suspicions and to make it fun for you guys, because I know you fucking nerds love rankings, love numbers, love ratings. I am doing something for you, and that thing is this. I'm going to I created like a note in Apple Notes, right? And I'm going to be comparing those 5 IEMs in terms of a few categories, which I think both of those songs do a great job representing. It is for the Volcano, of course, female vocals, because it's a song by a female artist, right? Separation, soundstage, detail, bass, mid-range, and treble. And for Survival, male vocals, and all the others, right? So I'm gonna be rating all of those sets, and hopefully that's gonna be as fun for you guys as it is for me. So Nazar in chat, what's up guys? What's up, man? I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully you are doing as well. So by the way, this is a live stream, right? And why I did it as a live stream is basically testing like this can be incredibly boring when you do it, just by yourself in a quiet room. And with my ADHD, this is not the best way to do shit. So what I'm gonna do is just answer your question in the meantime. I'm still gonna be focusing on music, but like my attention works in such a way where it actually is easier for me to focus on music where I talk. So have any questions, drop them in chat. All right, so let's start with the cheapest boy. And I have previously already set the volume levels for each of them that like roughly correlate to my normal listening level, which is like 78, 79 dB, something around that. So I'm gonna be listening at exactly those levels just to make this comparison as fair as possible. Okay, so the first song we'll be starting with is Volcano by Macy Peters. Actually, great song, completely love it. So, let's go with the Blon, and let's set it to volume 17. Right. God, I love this song, and I absolutely love this set. Oh god, yeah, the bass is definitely strong on the Blon. That is doing the vocal really pretty well. That's what I love about the Blon, right? It's a bassy V-shaped set, but it's also really well tuned at the same time. It's kind of awesome, really. I maybe might need to turn the volume up a little bit, because I usually speak right into the microphone, right? But today I'm sitting at my desk, so I'm not doing exactly that. All right, that should be around my usual speaking volume. Yeah, and by the way, those ratings that I'm doing today, there's like, it's not like an absolute rating, right? It's not like, you know, if I say that something is like 8 out of 10, it means that it's like in an absolute context, 8 out of 10, right? It's like 8 out of 10 in the context of those 5 IEMs, right? So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's start rating the Blon. I'm gonna need to scroll up a little bit so you can see the entire rating sheet. Okay. God, I love the Blonde. It's such a good set. Female vocals are like a solid 7. They're very good. Separation, I think this might be actually one of the better sets in this comparison. It's really doing pretty good job at it. I'm gonna also give it a 7. Soundstage is just like average for an IM, so 5. There's not really that much detail. I'm gonna even put it a bit on the soft side. It's like a 4. Bass is very good. So I'm gonna give the song ended, by the way. I'm gonna give the bass like a solid 7 as well. Mid range, like a 7. So it's a really good mid range. I love the tuning of the mid range on the Blonde, genuinely. And the treble, I'm gonna give it like a 5. It's an average IM treble, really. Okay. So let's go to the table. Right? Which one was it? This one. Right. Yeah, let's go to the table. Yeah, so the Blonde overall, why I still put it in this comparison, because I'm doing this basically for my Truthear Zero and the Kai reviews, which are coming soon, right? I just want to make sure that my like take from normal listening was correct. Right now it seems so. They seem like it's, you know, just on the level and slightly above the Blonde when it comes to technical performance. But let's see if that checks out in this test. Yo, 12 over 12 Essentialist. What the fuck is up, mate? Nice to see you here. Okay, I'm doing a shitty job with this cable. Am I not? That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so now that I've successfully untangled the SSR cable, let's not this, the other way around. Yeah, let's listen to Volcano, and this one I'm gonna need to slightly turn up. Let me put it in my ears first. Yeah, this one should play at 19. Alright, let me just restart the song because I missed a bit. There we go. Like immediately, the SSR is like, the SSR might be the second most technical IEM on this table. I'm gonna tease you. I'm not gonna tell you which one is actually the most technical yet, of course. But yeah. God, the vocal is so beautiful. Oh, interesting. So essentially, you got your new phone, and the buds too sound even better on a Samsung phone, right? I mean, that makes sense. Samsung has their own like proprietary codec, right? God, the SSR is just so insane. It's such a great IM. God, I love this. Alright, let's start rating it already. Female vocals, it's gonna be a 9. It's just awesome presentation of those. Separation, I'm gonna wait for the end bit, because that's where I test it, really. Soundstage sounds quite average, really. Is it wider than the Blon? Don't think it is. Definitely more detailed, though. Maybe gonna give it a 7. I might change that later. Bass. Quality is better than the Blon. There's not much bass, right? But the quality is great. Like the punch and the texture, I love it. Okay, listening for the separation now. Yeah, this is one of the 2 IMs on this table that actually separates the different vocalists at the end of the song. So it's gonna be an 8. You know, I'm gonna give the Blon a 6 and the SSR at 8. That makes more sense. Bass is an 8. Midrange is just like, you know, just tonality is like 10. It's fucking, it's banger. Like, it's a perfectly neutral midrange in my ears. Treble, definitely some of the best treble in IMs at this price. Like, there is, like, you can hear like the actual, you know, how do you call it? Like the tonality of the guitar is like correct, because there's an acoustic guitar in the song, right? So I'm gonna give this like an 8 so far. Might knock it down a little bit, because there's 2 sets on this table which I consider to have better treble than the SSR. Well, let's see. Yeah, so for Nazir is asking, with the bass, I am looking for intensity or quality. I'm definitely looking for quality, because like the, you know, the level of bass. If you are a bass head, right, and you want a lot of bass, like the SSR is not for you, right? But the quality of bass is insane. It's fast, it's tight, it's punchy. It just does all the right things. It has nice texture to it, which is like kind of rare in this price range, right? So that's why I love the SSR. Okay, now let's go with the Truthear, right? I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, Truthear Zero. And this one will keep the same volume as the SSR. They are about the same when it comes to, you know, just like power requirements and shit. Okay, let's play Volcano. And I'm just gonna go get some tissue paper to blow my nose. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, So this got the Truthear Zero is such a great set, and I don't like. Some people in Discord were like, "Oh, but it's a Crinicle set, so you're surely not gonna like it. Oh, it's a Harmanchin set, so you're for sure not gonna like it." You need to listen to stuff before you try it, and this is a good set. I love it. Female vocals are also gonna be a 9. Now, the SSR has a more natural female vocal, but the Zero just does it. I don't know. It sounds really good to my ear. The L is gonna be a 7, about on par with the SSR. Stream stopped. Okay, we're back on 9. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Sorry, guys. Bass chord is definitely the lowest out of those 3 sets. Just no texture to the bass. It's still good bass. I don't know. It's punchy. But just wait. Okay, now actually, when I was, just doing the first round of A/B testing, I would have said that the SSR has better separation than the Zero. But now when I'm doing like just back-to-back volume match, like they're pretty close. Soundstage, it's like nothing spectacular. It's another 5 really. And mid-range on the set. Mid-range is interesting. I mean, on this track, I'm gonna give it like a solid 8. You know, maybe a 9. It really doesn't do much wrong on this track. Yeah, it's not like spectacular, so I'm not gonna do the 10 stuff. But like, it just does nothing really wrong, which is impressive. Might be a bit different on the other track, but yeah. The treble's kind of weak. It's just like normal IM treble, maybe slightly better than the Blon. Yeah, all right. So with all that said, we're moving on to set number 4, the HBB Kai in collaboration with Try. I don't know. Try saying. Try saying that fast. Try Kai HBB. Try HBB. Cry. It's hard. But I don't know. I love this set. It's absolutely beautiful. Just got to mention it every time because it just looks by far the best out of all of those sets. Okay. Okay, now the Kai should be at a bit lower level, if I remember correctly. Yep. Yeah, 16 is right. God, I also said all of those sets are good. Like, just get this out of the way, right? I could throw in some like garbage, like the KZZ10 or something like insanely mediocre, like the Chu into this current person. But those are all pretty good. I'm just trying to determine which is the best. God, the Kai is such a different signature than all of those other sets. Like, you can notice all of those others are kind of bright. The Kai is very dark in the treble, but I don't mind. I'm gonna say, for female vocal, it's like the weakest on this table. Sounds is tiny bit wider than the other ones. DL is like equal or slightly better than the SSR and Zero. I'm gonna give it an 8. Yeah, mid-range is about the same level as Blonde, which is good. Really good. But this set, like, this has insanely good treble. I love the treble on the Kai. I'm gonna give it a 9. It's on the relaxed side. There's not a lot. This is kind of the case as with the SSR bass, right? There's not a lot of treble, but the quality of the treble is just... Might even be the best on the table. I'm really curious about the Titan right now. The treble, like the quality of the treble on the Kai, it's like, God, it's so good. Like the acoustic guitar just sounds so much more realistic on this set. I love it. Bass. I'm gonna say it's between the SSR and the Blon quality-wise. I'm gonna say like it's better quality than Blon, worse quality than the SSR. But there is, I'm gonna give it an 8. I think that's fair. It's like a good quantity of bass. If you're a bass head, this is probably the best set on the table for you. And the separation was slightly worse than the SSR and Zero, but like still extremely impressive set. Just a good all-rounder. I think actually the Kai will definitely do might be one of the best sets on the other song, but we'll see. We'll see. Because definitely when just listening casually, right? Not like doing critical listening, like on the Muse song, which I'm going to be listening to later, I think I enjoyed the Kai the most out of all of those sets. So we'll see. But now this set, I realized I just have the camera in the wrong spot. Yeah, now this set, the Dunu Titan S, that one took me by surprise, because if you remember my first impressions, I was like, it's a pretty well tuned set, it might be kind of boring. No, it's not boring. It's goddamn fantastic, actually. Like the more I listen to it, the more I like it. But I did need to put better tips on it. I used the Asla Xela sticks, and those are pretty damn good. because when I used the spin fits, right, I had a hard time getting a good seal with them, and when I used final type E, it just didn't sound right. But the Asla just sounds the best out of all the tips I tried, and fits the best out of all the tips I tried. So that's cool. And volume here, I think it will be one step higher. Yeah, 17. No, 18. Yeah, that's right. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, this is... Yep. By the way, I just love how quickly this song escalates. Like, I wished you happy birthday and you said nothing. I'll throw you in a volcano. I hope that is sudden. Nothing personal, kid. God. Vocal is just awesome on this. I'm giving it a 10. Best detail out of those. Yo, Kemakile. Or Jizz Official as he used to be now. What's up, mate? Base quality, insane. Treble is 7. Better than 0. Not as good as our Kai. Midrange? I'm gonna give it a 10. It's as good as SR. This is the only one of those IEMs with like real soundstage. And separation is by far the best. SR Supremacy. Close. Up until yesterday, SR was my favorite set on this table. Really. But when I gave the Titan S more listening time, like, this set is insane. Okay, so some conclusions after round 1. Some conclusions after round 1, right? What we see is like just for vocals, female vocals specifically, like there is, you know, a bunch of great sets. It's elastics. There's a bunch of great sets on this table, right? Titan S is great. Truthear Zero is great. SR is great. The Blon is very good, and the Kai is good for female vocals. None of those are bad. Just as a reminder, those are, as I said, my favorite sets. My favorite budget sets, right? This is my like top 5 under $100. So, like, you know, none of those sets are bad. I'm not gonna give them a bad grade, right? Just because I want to be controversial. No, if I wanted to give something a bad grade, I would throw the KZ-10 or Moondrop 2 on the table. All right, so separation. I mean, you know, the Titan S is just king in its price range, really. like all of those are pretty good, like above average, right? Like A2 would be like a 3 in comparison, right? So all of those are doing really well. Soundstage, like the only one with like real soundstage is the Titan S. The Kai sounds a tiny bit wider than the other ones, but just then again, that's a tiny difference. More so, it sounds like grander, more, tall, I guess, than wide. The ill, I would say, like, this kind of actually correlates with price, funnily enough. I actually expected the SSR to be better than Kai, but no. Kai does have better detail than the SSR, so props to Kai, Tri and HBB. And then the bass, it's like the quality of the SSR bass is insane. Truthear Zero, still good bass, just like tuning doesn't really bother me at all. It's pretty good tuning in the bass, really. Just there's like no texture to it, really. Mid-range, I would say the SSR and Titan S just rule. And as for the treble, the Kai just has such well done treble, which, like, if you think it has an advantage on this song, the other song has way more treble, that like way more things going on in treble. It's gonna be, and probably right, but that's probably gonna be an even harder domination from the Kai. All right, so let's try song number 2, which is gonna be Survival by Muse. And let's start in the reverse order then. Since I just listened to the Titan S, I'm gonna continue with it. And I'm gonna see what happens. So, Titan S, there we go. And that song is a really good master with like really good dynamic range, which just means it's gonna be quieter on average. So the volume is gonna be just louder on all of those sets, just so you don't wonder why I'm turning up the volume now. It's not that I'm turning up the volume, it's that the song is actively turning down the volume. Right, so Muse, second law, where is it? Survival. I fucking love this song. It's gonna be a 22 on the Titan S. If not more, we'll see. No, I think it was 22. Is this the stock Kai cable? Yes, that is the stock cable on the Kai. It's an insane cable. Like, I can't believe they added it to an $80 IM. It's like one of the best IM cables, period. Any price. And what up is that? That's the Theo M3 Pro. I think it's discontinued already, but I love it because it's tiny and sounds really good. Oh god, yeah. God. This song is great, and Titan S is giving me goosebumps. Yeah, gonna need to turn the volume up a little bit. Oh god. This is great. Fucking hell, what a bang. Oh, this set is so good. Deal. Okay, the volume should go down a little bit. Yeah, don't think you get better detail in this comparison. 10. Stage is like actually wide for an IM. 8. Separation, insane. Like, for separation, this set closer to like Blessing 2 than any of those. Male vocals, surprisingly not insane though. Okay, I need my charger. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Forgot how much battery streaming drains. Treble. Actually good. I'm gonna give it 8 here. Okay, yeah, so the song is over now. Let's rate the Titan S. Always the hardest to rate the first set, but I'm gonna give it like an 8 so far in the base. Might raise it. Mid-range, it's extremely correct. I'm gonna give it 8. But like the only, like the instruments in the mid-range all sound is good. The vocal was kind of weak though. I'm gonna give it like a 6. It's not bad, but like I don't expect it to be the best at this table. Might actually be the second to last when it comes to male vocals specifically. But still, like the set is so insane that like no spoilers, it is my favorite on this table. Okay, now the Kai. The Kai, I love it on this song, so it's probably gonna do great, but let's try and be unbiased here. Oh yeah, of course, sorry about that. I will move the camera. Let's do it like this. You should be able to see everything now. Or I'm just gonna make the webcam a bit smaller also. There you go. Should be able to see everything. Alright. So the Kai now. Yo, HBB is here. What's up? Pretty little chart. Yeah. I'm trying to do like a really in-depth comparison between those. And now I'm listening to your set. Great time for you to join. Gonna put it a bit quieter to match the volume. Yeah, 20 is about right. Love this song. By the way, do you know this song? It's fucking epic. Survival by Muse. Recommend. What about the Etymotech ER2 SE and XR? You think they beat all of these if you don't mind the fit? I agree to disagree. I think the SSR, Kai, Titan S all can compete with the what is it, Etymotech for technicalities. Etymotech is a great set. Thanks. Oh god. Yeah. Love the Kai on this set. Bass is gonna be a 9. Treble is a fucking 10. Like, since HBB is in the stream, I'm just gonna give it directly to him. You did a fucking banger job on this treble, man. Like, don't know how you did it, but I love it. Okay, maybe a 9, because I would just love a bit more treble, but the quality is insane. But yeah, I had the Automatic ER2 XR. I just sold it because I have no use for it really. I don't like the fit, and I just didn't like the bass on that set. The bass was kind of horrible on the ER2. I think all of those sets do, all of these sets do the bass better. Yeah, tuning wise, the Kai is just a better fit for the song than the Titan S, right? Like for the previous song, I like the Titan S more when it comes to the tuning, but for survival, like Kai is just perfect. I'm gonna give it an 8 for soundstage also. It's not as wide as Titan S, but what it does is like, it's tall. As I mentioned in the previous song, it's great. Maybe a 7. There needs to be some separation between those. Detail is an 8. Solid. Separation between different instruments, also really, really good. 8. And the male vocal just sounds better. Should I give it a 9 or an 8? 8. Let's be on the harsh side. I might just raise it later. Cheerio HBB, great of you to join. Cheers Kamakula. Okay, yeah, this set is kinda insane for those genres. Really love it. Like, when it comes to, that's why I chose those 2 songs in particular, right? Because when you go to like, you know, female music, female vocals, acoustic, I think things like the, you know, SSR and the Titan S just work better than the Kai. But on like rock music, this fucker is insane. So it's kind of a contrast, right? Alright, so let's do the Truthear Zero next. And I think that's gonna be a bit louder, but let me remember correctly. If I remember, the Zero and the SR are the hardest to drive, yeah. 22 should be right. Maybe 23. Yeah, that's right. I think you might just notice one thing after the song, which I expect, but I don't know. Let's listen and confirm. But I do expect the Zero to be a great all-rounder. Yeah. This kind of bass works great on the Zero. No, it can be a 9 because the bass guitar is getting a bit recessed in the upper notes. God, the bass on the set is weird, man. Because like this is the tuning. It just cuts off the top of bass guitars. I love the rest of the bass on the set. It's like the absolute, top of bass guitars just feels cut off. Yeah. Zero works way better on this song. Might be just a better master song, really, but Treble's an 8. Mid-range. I actually don't mind it at all. I thought that was gonna be worse, but I'm gonna give it a 9. Detail is definitely far behind those. Like this song is mastered to stage wide, right? So all of them are gonna be a bit like higher. Maybe a 6. It's not as like tall as the Kai. This is a really good job separating all the instruments, really. Can't fault it, really. And I actually like the vocal more than on the Titan. I'm gonna give it a 7. Yeah, the treble tuning is good. Just lacks detail. Right. Now, this is like actually kind of surprising because I didn't expect it when Crinacle released a Harman tuned set that I'm gonna like enjoy it for rock music. I was like, it's probably gonna be better for like this acoustic stuff, right, with female vocals, and it's pretty good for that. But I don't know, like I just feel like it does actually, maybe not like classic rock, like when you put it on like old school like 90s Nickelback, right, or like Guns N' Roses. Maybe it just stumbles a bit because like those mixes tend to be a bit thin, and this doesn't fix it. But like new kind of like rock metal, it's doing great actually. Okay, be right back. I'm gonna head to the toilet and finish with the last 2 sets. Okay, I'm back. So, let's just go and transfer into the next IM, which is going to be the SSR, which for a really, really long time, this was my favorite budget set, right? So, let's see if it still keeps the crown in 2022. I think it's still I think like either the SR or the Zero are gonna be my default recommendation under $50. I think I know which one I'm leaning towards, but let's do this final test so that I can know for certain. Yep. This kind of music just suits SSR. I'm curious if it also stumbles on male vocals like Titan does. Nope, it does not. Definitely better separation than Zero and Kai. Mid-range. Gets a tiny bit stuffy actually, which I didn't really observe before. But sometimes it does. Gonna give it a 7 for this reason. Maybe an 8, because Titan S was also doing that a bit. Sure, another 8. Nah, it's a 9. It's almost as good as the Kai, but definitely better than Zero Ipsy than Zero and Titan on the song. Vocals really good. Maybe slightly thin. Staging is about the same as the Zero. I really wish there was more bass. I'm gonna duck a point for that. So I'm gonna get a 7. Quality is still so good though. Detail is an 8. It's as good as a Kai. Better than the Zero. Let's just finish the song and see if any rating changes. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be about correct. Okay, no. I can't have the bass below the Zero. Like the quality is just so much better, even though the tuning of the Zero bass is just better in the song. But like yeah, but the quality is just definitely going for the SSR. I should have probably separated more, but whatever. I am like one of those overly analytical guys who just needs like just, you know, I need so many different categories to rate stuff. But yeah, okay. Let's try the last set. Blon. Blunderful. It's a blunderful set. I don't know, like I feel like really the name Blon is just so correct for this set. It looks like Blon, and it sounds like Blon. Which one of these do I personally like the most? You're gonna have to wait for my reviews. But nah, I'm gonna spoil it. It's the Titan S, probably. I would say like the like if I was like how much I enjoy each of those sets, I would say the Titan S would be a 9. SSR, like, and those would be like an 8. Those are like all my favorite sets in the budget ranges, right? So it's kind of hard to say which one I like the best because they do different things, right? The Blon, which I have in my ears right now, it's like just really warm and bassy, but I love like the lower mid-range and bass on it. The SR is just insanely technical and like a pure neutral tuning, which I appreciate, right? Zero is like a lean neutral with a huge bass boost, so that's kind of fun to listen to. Kai is like kind of like the Blon, but the Blon is kind of bright in the treble and this is kind of dark, right? So this is a very relaxing set. And the only reason I like the Titan more than all of those, right, is because it's also kind of neutral, but it's got more bass than the SSR, and just I don't know, feels the most satisfying, and it's by far the most technical out of those. All right, so let's start the song. Telkan is asking what ear tips are those, and I'm curious about which ear tips you mean. The ones on the Blon. On the Blon, I have the CP360 Spin Fit. SSR, that's just the stock tips. Zero, also stock tips. Kai, I have the final Type E. And the Titan S has the Xelastics. Oof, yeah. The bass is hard on the Blonde Man. Actually, I need to see a graph, because it really does feel to me like the Blonde is just more bassy than the Kai. I think Nims has both, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Blonde has more bass, actually. Makes sense. Ooh, yeah, the Blonde is still a good set. The fact that it's the worst set on this table doesn't make it not a great set, man. Second Law is such a great album. I fucking agree, Telkanis. It's like the whole album is just banging. Yeah, see, this song confirms what I thought about the detail. There is more on the Blonde than the Zero, by far. Like, clearly more. Do you know what? I'm gonna give the bass a 9. Just so fun. And the driver on the Blonde is really good. Maybe placebo, but replacing the stock Blonde cable makes it sound better. I'm gonna ask you a question before I give you my opinion on it. Do you use does the cable you replace it have the same Blon connector, or does it have like a normal 2-pin connector? Just give me your thoughts on that. And Panic Station is a banger song. Blon does the vocal just so good. Separation, like this track is well mastered, right? So that's why all of the sets have better separation than on the previous song, right? I like the mid-range on the Blon a lot. But the treble is... it's good, but it's the weakest on this table, so a 7. Actually, maybe I'm a bit overly positive on this song just because it's like really well mastered. I'm gonna... Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna... okay, I'm gonna leave the 7 for now. And the soundstage is like... it's an IM soundstage, really. Okay, so... that kind of concludes the tests that I run today. Which... actually, the first song was more surprising, because I already did listen to that song dozens of times with all of those sets, right? But like, you know, just doing the head-to-head between all 5 really was kind of surprising. But the second song is like, yeah, what I expected to happen, really. So Telken is saying, you use a standard 2-pin connector, kind of like the SSR cable, and because it's meant to be used for 2-pin female, it looks funny on the Blon. There you go. So yes, you're not placeboing yourself. The cable that you're using on the Blon will sound different than the stock cable, possibly better. I'm not sure about that, but possibly better. Because let me just jump to the table. The Blon, when I plug it out, it actually does have a tiny vent here. I don't know if you can see it on video. I think you can, right? Like right above the connector here, there is a tiny vent. And leaving like the stock connector covers that vent, right? That's a tuning choice Blon used. But when you plug in like a standard 2-pin cable, like the SSRs, see? That vent is not covered, which will change the tuning. Now, I have definitely tested this in the past, and it does change the sound, right? Definitely does. I don't really remember what way, because it was like over a year ago that I've tested it, and I didn't graph it, right? But like, definitely does change the sound, and not in an insignificant way. So you're actually not being placeboed. You do hear a difference, and that's a good spot. Yeah. Like now, does the cable quality itself change the sound? I am not sure about that. Right? I have never experienced a cable making sound better. Right? So I'm not gonna say that that's possible, but I've also leave the possibility that it might be, right? It's like, when it comes to like belief into how different things influence stuff in this, I just treat it kind of like with religion. I just prefer to be agnostic, right? It's like, you can't prove that there is a difference, and you can't really prove that there isn't a difference either, right? Many people claim to hear the difference. And am I going to like discredit all of their experiences as placebo? I don't like, you know, I kind of feel like most cable experiences are placebo, like especially in IEMs, right? But like I did like, you know, see tests where people like did actual blind tests. That was all done with speakers, right? So, you know, speaker cables are longer, so maybe the quality matters more. I don't know, but like I did see some like, you know, actually respected people in this community did like blind tests where they themselves were not taking part in those tests. They just, you know, let other people judge. And they like swapped between like some really high quality cables and like Amazon how do you even pronounce this company? Amazon Basics cables. And there apparently like all the people could immediately hear the difference. They didn't know which cable was used when, but like those people, you know, they didn't know the price difference between the cables. They didn't know what was going on in the experiment, but they guessed correctly that the expensive cable, like every time the expensive cable was plugged in, they guessed that it sounded better, like even not knowing what changed, right? And they did like do the thing where you just plug the same cable in twice, and like even still, like those people who are like complete laymen and who didn't know what was being tested, they could tell. So there's that. Now, I don't know. I have never experienced it, right? So I'm not gonna say the cables do make a difference, but I also can't conclusively say that they don't. And you're saying you also feel like you are more likely to feel placebo when you spend $100 on a cable or more. Yeah, of course, sunk cost fallacy, right? So if you spend a lot of money, you're like, I spent a lot of money on this. I this to be worth, as I'm gonna convince myself that it's worth. Maybe it's yeah. I agree on that. Okay, so because I went on a tangent, but like let's go back to the conclusions here, because I'm gonna be filming the Truthear Zero review right after this. I'm just gonna give it a few last songs just so it's fresh in my memory, and then synthesize my final notes on it. But yeah, just overview of the second song. All of them performed better. Don't know why. It's probably because, first of all, it's just a song with insane mastering, right? And yeah, just a song I really, really love. But then again, so it's Volcano, so I don't know. But yeah, I think that, like, you know, because there is so many different instruments, what they did was, like, you know, kind of average out the scores, right? Because you could see with, like, the first song, I was like, bang, bang, this score, this score, this score. With this song, I was, like, questioning myself a bit more, because there is, like, you know, there are so many different instruments. There's, like, the male vocal, right? There's the choirs, there's the electric guitars, there's, like, all the drums, there's, like, the strings, and there's, like, the bass guitar, right? And I was like, you know, I was, like, going back and forth between those ratings, because some sets do some things better, some other sets do other things better, and, like, some have some shortcomings, and the others have other shortcomings, right? So I was, like, more back and forth on this song. Maybe I think that's why, because, like, there's just more going on. But what is consistent between those two results? First of all, like, the Titan S is by far the most technical, and the Truthear Zero, and to a lesser extent the Blon are, like, the least technical ones, I would say. The Truthear Zero actually did surprisingly well with separation on the first song. I think I even commented that, like, I didn't expect that to happen. But yeah, on the second song it did as expected. Yeah. So no. Yeah. I would say, like, for like technical performance, Titan S is the clear winner. Then the Kai and SSR are, like, the next tier, and then, or like, you know, this is like, I would say like, you know, the highest tier, right? Those are like 2 tiers below, and those are like a tier below, right? That's how I would rate the technicalities. Yeah, bass, like on the Truthear Zero, like has the weakest texture in the bass by far. But like the tuning of the bass just works so great for songs like this, like Survival. So, you know, like the tuning of the bass is really good. It's much better than the Harman target. Because let me show you something. Because people say like, oh, the Truthear Zero sounds good because it's tuned to Harman. No, the Truthear Zero sounds good because of the differences it has from Harman. Let me just go to Nims's squiggling, because if you don't know, Nims has sent me the Zero. So yeah. Oh wait, does Nims actually have the Harman target? Oh wait. Okay, yeah, he does. Perfect. So let's go Harman and let's go Zero. See? There's a difference. There is a clear difference. For like, sure, it follows the Harman target well in the upper mids and treble, but it does have more lower mids, and yeah, it does have a tiny bit of channel imbalance in the bass, but it's not really that noticeable. It has a bit more like lower mid range than the Zero, than the Harman target, right? And it rolls off the sub bass, which is what all IEMs should do, because like just straight up sub bass, unless the driver quality is insane, just sounds bad on IEMs, right? And the Zero does the correct thing. Like if you want to have a sub bass boost, just roll off the lowest octave, and you're gonna have a sound that's much more natural, which Zero as well. And let me just add another IEM. Let's just, I don't know, let's add the Titan, because Titan has, you know, yeah, Titan does it even better because it has like a glide, right? And there we go. That's how the Titan S bass looks like. I prefer the bass on the Titan S, but like still, you see that the Zero is like a bit elevated, just like it's a decibel, right? But it matters. It's like a bit elevated over the Harman target in the lower mid range, and then it rolls off the sub bass. Crin understood the drivers he's working with and adjusted correctly. He wanted Harman, but he was like, yeah, no, mate, it's gonna sound better with the roll off. And he did the correct fucking thing. So huge props to Crin. Okay, I went on a tangent. Why did I even start this? But yeah, huge props to Crin for making this adjustment, because it does make the Zero just a better set. And yeah, like I would say technicalities kind of correlate to the price outside of the SSR, which is like a standout, right? I would put the SSR between the Kai and the Titan S in technicalities. So like the comment on those. Blon is just an extremely good set for rock music, right? When you have music that just sounds good with like a lot of bass and a lot of treble, just like this fucker is kind of insane. The Zero and the SSR actually, yeah, I would say it is probably a very versatile IM. The Zero as well. Kai is kind of in the Blon camp, and the Titan is like kind of the best of both worlds. It did kind of stumble with the vocals on the song, which I didn't expect, but yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. Shut the fuck up and watch my Truthear Zero review. It's coming today, but in a few hours. So, see ya. Fuck off.